Rah, rah, rah. Unity, unity, unity. What's good with y'all, ladies and gentlemen? What's good with y'all, sexies? What's good with y'all, warriors and warriorettes? What's good with y'all, ladies and gentlemen? So, here in this video, I want to talk to y'all about something I've learned over time. And this lesson I've learned over time is to not only to seize certain opportunities, but embrace the fact that opportunities can be created out of certain moments or times in your life that you may not be comfortable with. For example, right now, like as I'm speaking, my internet's not working. So like now this video will be posted like later on in the future, most likely, because like right now my internet ain't working. So I decided like let me just make a video. Let me work on my story real quick. Let me do this, let me do that. You know what I mean? So it's like you have to be willing to seize opportunities and create something out of nothing. And what do I mean by that? I mean by that, like right now, for example, my internet's not working. You know what I mean? So I see this as a win in some way, shape, or form. Because to be honest with you, I've been procrastinating a little bit, a lot actually. You know what I mean? And I'm working on my perception and my mindset on like the things I consider to be hard work. But at the end of the day, even the things you enjoy require hard work to get better at so you can enjoy them more. You know what I mean? That's kind of how it works, you know? And if you're studying a new language or a different language such as I am, or learning a new craft or something, sure, you can consider that fun and something you enjoy to do, but you got to understand that there might even be days where you don't consider it fun. But you got to put the hard work in every single time. And that's just the reality, regardless of how you like it or not. So why not create that? Why not see that as an opportunity to improve and grow and push your emotions to the side? Whether you're a woman or a man, whether you're grown, whether you're a child, whether you're with your parents in your parents' house, or whether you're not. You may be in an opportunity, you may be in a moment or at a time right now in your life that you don't like, that you're not comfortable with. So why complain about that moment and whine about that moment and be the same person as life goes on? Because at the end of the day, life changes drastically. Things change drastically. People are changing drastically nowadays. So why allow yourself to be left behind by life, knowing deep down that life isn't going to pick you up and carry you on its shoulders as it moves on? Life in general has so much on its plate naturally. You know what I mean? This world is we live in a world that changes drastically, improves drastically. So when later on in the future, you come across an opportunity or a time or something or a moment in your life to something you gave up on a long time ago becomes relevant or of importance, or something you can actually have fun with or grow connections with or become better at, appears and pops up, and now you can't do that thing, or you're way behind, you're years behind on that thing, because time has changed so drastically and people have changed so drastically to the point to where improvement must be a constant hustle. So you decided to stop being a hustler, and now you come across something in the future where hustling is of great importance, and you give up on that because you perceived the hustle as something too difficult when you chose to do a particular thing. You know what I mean? So the point I'm trying to make here also is that create an opportunity out of nothing. But don't don't complain about it when you got to start somewhere. I don't always. At some point, it's like you got to think about it like this. The way I perceive it, it's like, why get into a certain craft? Why choose to add something, whether it be art, like a craft, art, poetry, or working out or playing basketball? Why see certain things? Why add these things into your life and then perceive them as boring, I'm gonna tell you why people do this. People tend to do this because they believe that they're responsible for that task or for the improvement of that goal. And that's correct. They are in charge of that. Because at the end of the day, no one's gonna do it but you. And if someone else does do it, they're doing that for them and for their improvement, not yours. So you gotta do the same thing for you. You know what I mean? Because no one's gonna suffer the consequences of procrastination but you. And no one's going to reap the benefits of the hustle and of consistency but you and other people around you too. You know what I mean? But the point I'm trying to make here is that why add a certain concept or something or an ideology or a way of life to your life and then complain about it when and then see it as something bad or hard work? Here's why I believe people do this. I believe people do this, like I said, people see it as a responsibility. Sure, it is a responsibility in you in a certain manner, but people perceive a responsibility most of us for the most part as something that does require hard work or something that constantly requires this and the third. It doesn't always have to be that way. And if it is like that constantly, at least make a schedule for it. So if you're gonna make videos, okay, make videos. Oh, okay. How when are we gonna make videos? Monday, um, Wednesday, and Friday. Okay, that's why I make videos. And if you want to draw, let's say you want to draw, make art. Okay, I'm gonna draw Sundays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays, and then on Saturdays, and Saturdays and Sundays, and Mondays or Saturdays, Sundays, and Thursdays, I'm gonna go practice basketball. Like you gotta create a schedule. You know what I mean? And sure, there might be things you have to do all in one day. But if you chop it up, like, okay, I spend an hour doing this, I spend an hour doing that, that becomes your life now. And you begin to look back at it after all that hard work and be like, dang, I enjoy this. This is beautiful. This is nice. I like what I've done here so far. And you can go further with that mindset and keep on going and keep on improving and keep on going places. Come on, y'all. When you live in a world like this, like ours, when you live in a world that requires consistency to grow, when you're in a world that requires evolution to grow, to that requires greatness to triumph, that requires all these concepts and things to actually grow, you know, you you gotta do it. It's either you do it or you don't. It's either you do it or someone else does. They may not do it the way you do it, but at the end of the day, they're gonna get it done. You have to have that mindset. I believe it's important to have that mindset. Like, damn, someone else out there can be working on what I'm working on as we speak. Someone out there can be trying to do what I'm doing as we speak. Someone out there might be getting ready to do what I'm doing right now. So whether it's a story or an art that's similar to mine, it's like, why not reap the benefits of it as if I'm the one who's going to achieve it? And that's the truth. You can get recognition. You will get that honor, but one thing I'll say is to never, one thing I learned a long time ago, never, ever allow the compliments or the attention of others to be your motivation to keep going. That's how I used to be with this YouTube stuff. You know what I mean? That's how I used to be with this YouTube stuff. I used to, I would stop and quit for a little bit. And the second I saw the views go up, or the second I saw, oh yeah, keep going, you're motivating me, this and the third, I can only keep going. It wasn't back then. It wasn't even about how I made people felt in a positive, maybe even negative way. It wasn't about that to me. It was more so about me getting that attention. Oh, your art is good. Keep going. Okay, your poetry is good. Keep going. Okay, so what if one day you see a comment section, like you go to the comment section of your video, and you see someone say, "Oh, this video is trash. Oh, your art is trash. Oh, this and is trash. It's garbage. This is the worst I've ever seen." But you gonna stop? You know what I mean? Depending on the motivation or the guidance or the inspiration or depending on all these things from others puts you in a very vulnerable state because that gives every other human being or any other life's like any other circumstance in life power over you. So when you're sad or something, When you're sad at something and you don't have that hustler mentality, you give up instantly. When you're upset about something and you try to actually do it, you're stressed out. It's not even the way it should be or the way you want it to be, or you may even destroy it because you let you let that aspect of your emotions, you let anger take over you. When you're happy, you might get too excited and mess something up or oversee something. When you're too afraid, you hesitate and you keep that idea that can possibly blossom into greatness become nothing. So you see how it's important to keep your emotions out of the way when handling business. When it's important to, even if it's a positive thing, it's nice to hear someone say, "Oh, you're doing good. You're helping me. Keep doing what you're doing." It's good to hear that thing, but like, don't let those things, don't let these emotions, don't let the words of others, whether it be positive or negative, be what pushes you to carry on and grow. Because at the end of the day, it's like you even know deep down that you shouldn't even have that kind of mindset. Because if all I can do is say, "Hey, you'll never make it," and then boom, it's over for you. You're not going to be willing to make the necessary sacrifices. Then. Sacrifices are required. You know what I mean? And it's like, if you're not even willing to get up and say F or F how he feels, forget how she feels, forget what they say. You know what I'm saying? I have to get rid of that friendship. I have to end that friendship. I have to block that person from social media. I have to stop talking to that person. So now I got to stop. Why do you have to stop? We have to acknowledge and understand the fact that there are people in your life who don't acknowledge you as much as you think you do, as much as you think they do. And that's not a problem because they probably have their own hustle, which is cool. You should have yours. But at the end of the day, complaining and whining about certain concepts and things that aren't even real or matter is ridiculous. Letting fear stop you is ridiculous. Letting your mind say, "Oh, this is going to happen, that's going to happen." If you haven't done it yet, you don't know what's going to happen. You know what I mean? And sure, the ideas in your head might seem realistic, but at the end of the day, there's only one way to find out, and that's just by doing it. Just getting it done. So if you want to get into a sport or a hobby or something, or like get a pet, or learn about birds or something like that, like get into that. But don't let the words or or your desire to want to get back into who you used to be stop you from being who you can be, from who you truly are as a human being at your core. You want that nice house, you want that nice car, you want awesome connections, you want to be a hustler, you want to do all these things, but okay, does a hustler procrastinate? Does a hustler give up easily or at all? Does a hustler let their emotions get in the way of their duty as a hard worker? Didn't think so. So why are you letting that do that? Why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? And I'm a victim of that as we speak. Like I'm overcoming it. But at the end of the day, it's like, hey man, if I want my life to be a movie, I gotta make big moves. Quote right there. That's a new quote. That's a new quote. If you want your life to be a movie, you gotta make big moves. Niggas always, people. My bad. I'm working on the cursing, y'all. But people, I'm working on the cursing in general, like even in my videos and stuff, even in real life, off camera, on camera. I said, oh shoot. Well, I gotta finish this later, but y'all are great. Y'all are amazing. The videos I'm watching, but y'all are amazing. Warriors are who?